simple, but I doubt a lot of us doubt that a lot of us would have heard about it before because it's not a topic that gets a lot of attention, but it's actually very important. Today we're going to talk about how your feet and health. Basically, I believe that at the end of the presentation, I would have started the process of transforming your feet and by association also transforming your as well. So I'll just start with some data. I would humanize the data anyway so that we can relate with it more. So 80% of adults will experience low back pain at some point in their lifetime, and 70% will suffer from chronic neck pain, 25% will battle with knee pain. To put this in context, I recently had a meeting with a couple of people, 20 something year old young adults, and one of us had to stand up every 30 minutes or so, as instructed by a doctor, to pace around the room a bit because she was having low back pain. And it shows that low back pain, neck pain, knee pain is no longer the purview or a common illness associated with people that are older, maybe in their 60s and 70s. We're seeing people in their 40s and 50s, 20s, even coming down with low back pain, neck pain, battling with knee pain as well. And the truth is, it can be a lot. If you've ever battled with chronic pain of some form, you would agree with me that chronic pain can be very debilitating, it can be very limiting, and it can be frustrating as well because you just want the pain to go away. The pain is just like that friend you don't really like to see, but it's just there and you can't really do anything about it. And the truth is, sometimes or more often than not, we found that while there may be other causes associated with this pain is also associated with our feet. The pain you are feeling in your neck can be something that originated from your feet. And you'll be wondering how. So I'll just give you a little introduction to the feet. Your feet are the foundation of your body. If you look at it that way, if the human body was a building, the feet would be the foundation because that's where all the load and all the weight rests on, especially when you're standing, when you're sitting, whatever you're doing, your feet actually carries some portion of your weight. Now, to also put in context how much work our feet actually do, if by the time you're 27 years old, you would have walked about 40,000 kilometers, that's the same as walking around the earth, around the equator. And to put it, bring it back home, if you want to trek from Ikorodu to Lagos Island, it's 40 kilometers. So it means that to walk by 27 years, you would have walked from Ikorodu to Lagos Island about 1,000 times. That's a lot of walking to do. If you wanted to attempt it, I think even if you're just trekking from Ikorodu to Lagos Island every day for an entire year, I'm not sure you would have covered half of these 40,000 kilometers. And how many times would you have possibly gone? Because I mean, it's a very long journey. So our feet actually do a lot of work. You stand up, you walk, you move around, and you don't just really pay any attention to the feet. For the ladies in the house, at least they still pamper their feet a bit, do some pedicure, do one or two things. But for the men, sometimes you don't even send the feet. Once you cut the toenails, I think that's the much attention the feet gets, and then washing the feet. But other pampering exercises or routines, we don't tend to do them. But the feet are everything. Without our feet, we'll be unable to move around easily. So, but how do you treat this special gem of yours? I've spoken about a bit about what the feet do. I've also highlighted how we treat it and how much work it does, and the fact that it bears your weight. Now, just a little bit of, say, physics. You know, when you throw a ball up and it comes down, because of the force of gravity, the force with which the ball hits the ground tends to be more than the actual weight of the ball, like when it's at rest. So it's the same way when you jump up and you land on the ground, you actually hit the earth with more force than you actually weigh. What this means is that if your feet were not there to absorb the extra weight, every time you jump and you hit the floor, you'll be having pains. every time you lift up your leg to walk, you have pains. So the feet actually, like I've said earlier, they do a lot of extraordinary things, and they do this through the help of three arches. It's important for me to explain the structure of the feet to you so you can really understand what I'm talking about when I go in depth into how your feet can affect your health. So the feet do this work of absorbing the pain, helping you walk, helping you move around, helping you trek from Ikorodu to Lagos Island if you like to trek like that. Because I don't think anybody should be trekking that distance anyway, except you're training for the marathon. So if you like trekking from Lagos Island to Ikorodu. So they help you to do all of these things through the help of three arches. We call them, we have the medial longitudinal arch, the lateral longitudinal arch, and transverse arch. For a better pictorial view of what I'm talking about, if you, let me see if I can highlight a bit. I want to just highlight something. Can you see my marker? So do you see this curve? Do you see this curve I'm tracing out here?
Yes,
So that's
yes, we can see.
yes. So that's the longitudinal arch. Just call it longitudinal because let me just put it like it's long, if that helps. So that's one of the longitudinal arches. Then from this A to B here, that's a medial arch. So these arches help, they are like a spring, or they're like springs in your feet that help you to absorb your weight and to move around. So when these arches are, I can remove that now, it's done the job. Right. So when these arches are bad or they have some flaws, it can affect the way your body absorbs your weight or the way your feet absorbs the weight of your body. Also, when you wear shoes that are not really helpful or they are not very good, like these nice heels I have here at the top, you can see how it's stretching your feet, and you can see that the pressure of this person's weight is actually going to this point. Let's highlight that again. This is where the pressure of this person's weight. It's a lady, you can see the nails because ladies wear this kind of nice shoes. So you can see where all the pressure of our weight is going to. And of course, this is not how the feet was meant to absorb pressure. So it can tell you that over time, wearing this kind of shoes over time will cause you some issues, right? It basically overpronation of your feet, wearing shoes with high heels, wearing tight shoes, small shoes, poor body posture over the years can affect your feet and can affect these springs that I mentioned earlier. I described a bit in your feet. So what will that cause? Sorry. And this is a picture of the human body. The person in the green arrow, this is someone that has a proper posture, well absorbed. But this is someone like most of us, the person on the other end with the unstable foundation, most of us have this kind of posture because of years of use and, let's say, misuse of our feet. Number one, the human body will degenerate over time. So when you're always trekking, when you're always moving around, just by moving, by the mere fact that you've grown up over the years and you've used your feet to move, you would have undergone some deterioration. It's just like a car. If you buy a car this year now, and then next year, the value of that car has reduced. Why? Because you've used it for about a year. It has undergone some deterioration. If you also calculate the value of the car, it's the same way with the human body too. The parts of the body deteriorate over time. And it's also part of why it's important that we pay attention to our health, because we can slow down the degenerative process through some of the activities that I'll share with you later on. So with this kind of bad posture, the collapse of the springs of the feet and everything, you can have some of these side effects that are listed here. You can have um, cervical lordosis. That's just like curvature of the spine in the neck. You can see how this person's shoulders are. They're kind of rounded. You can see the person's chest. You can see the person's posture. You can have lordosis. That's when you may have seen some people that when they stand, they tend to like, it seems like their bum is shooting out more than normal. It's also a defect that can come about from the collapse of the feet, because really when the foundation is weak or like they say in the Bible, when the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do, right? Something like that. So it's the same way when the foundation of your body is weak, it just have effects on different parts of your body over time. And like a house with a faulty foundation, you're not going to know today that this house has a faulty foundation. It will take years before you begin to see cracks here and there. It's the same way with the body. It means that if your feet are faulty, you're not going to see the signs immediately. So you can be walking around, no issues for many years, but little by little, it's a little pain here, knee pain this day, neck pain the next day, back pain the other day. Just little by little, the body will be showing you signs, just like a building with a faulty foundation will show you one or two cracks before everything finally comes crashing down. And what we want to avoid, and that's why we're having this talk, is to what prevent everything from crashing down. It's to prevent you from reaching that point where you really don't have a choice, or you're in excruciating pain and you need more serious intervention. So I've said it that the arches can collapse under the weight, pressure, and the stress of everyday use. And instead of absorbing the pressure of your weight, the pressure gets transmitted up your body, because you cannot transmit your weight to the earth. Once your feet cannot absorb your weight, it's going to go back up, and then it can cause different problems like the one highlighted in this picture. The person on the right with the red unstable foundation. So let's move to the next thing. I've spoken about some of the long-term effects of this foot collapse or feet collapse rather. The back pain, the knee pain, curvature of the tilting of the shoulder, and these things can cause posture and neck pain, back pain. Now, even the abnormal gait, if you have chronic knee pain, so you want to avoid bearing weight on that knee. So what happens over time? You find that you adjust the way you walk. You may adjust the way you walk such that you start walking, putting more weight on one leg because you're trying to avoid putting weight on the other place where you're feeling pain. Over time, what do you do to your gait? You change your gait. Over time, what do you do to your posture? You change your posture. Over time, because you are putting more pressure on one part than the other, what happens again? You affect your back, your knee. So this thing I'm explaining there, the truth is when you have issues with your feet, it can present in so many ways and so many scenarios that it may be difficult to know that all this problem is just coming from one source. Thankfully, that's not all that it is, because I've talked about the problems. I've talked now, at least I've shed more light on how your feet can affect your health, because honestly, like I've explained, once you have this chronic pain due to maybe the collapse of foot arches, and then you are struggling to walk, you're struggling to move around and to carry out your daily activity, it can affect your well-being, it can affect your productivity, it can even affect our health. It's not like we were made to live with chronic pain for a long period of time. So when you're always feeling pain, you may find that you may not really want to go out. You don't like to go out on Saturdays because you know that when you go out on Saturday, for the next 1 week, you're going to be massaging your feet or just managing yourself because of the pain and the stress. So what happens? You even begin to isolate yourself. You may not go out and see people more. So you see, from just ordinary knee pain in quotes, you begin to have social problems. You can have productivity problems at work or whatever job you do, especially if your job involves a lot of moving up and down. You can also, of course, that can even impact the person's finances. So, so as it may seem and as inconsequential as they seem, if you don't take care of them, just like any other part of your body, they can manifest in serious problems over time that can hurt you. But the good part is that we have a solution to this thing. And in order for you to access the solution, um, you need to do a specialized test. For those here that have had the privilege to come over to our facility, the Dr. Connect facility at Alausa, you know that we have a one-of-a-kind scan that you can't see anywhere in Nigeria. And this is not I'm not, let me use local balance. I'm not overing you or anything. It's just what it is. It's a one-of-a-kind scan that it does a 3D scan of your feet. And what it does is to give us a pictorial representation of what your feet look like. One, I have a picture of that scan somewhere. This is something like this. So I'm going to use my marker again to just annotate a few things. To This when you do that scan, you stand on a machine, it takes note of the pressure points on your feet. Where are you exerting more pressure than you should? Where are you not exerting pressure? Now, you've noticed that when you stand, for most of us, not all the parts of your feet will touch the floor because of those springs I talked about earlier. Now, but as the feet begin to collapse, more and more parts of your body will touch the floor that are not meant to, meaning the part of the weight are now bearing weight. And it means that the problems are listed above. The foundation is
I think we lost him for a minute there. Let's just wait. I'm sure he'll come back in. Let's see. Oh no. Oh, you're in.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
Yes, it's Nigerian network. Sorry about that. So let me go back to where I stopped. Okay. I hope this is where I was on this screen right before the network bounced me out. Is this the screen I was on?
We haven't seen the screen
Hello?
yet. Yes.
Oh, you've not seen
yes,
it yet?
Yes, we've seen it now.
Okay. Okay, is this where I was before the network bounced me out?
Yes.
I just want to be sure. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so like I was saying, so you can see this thing, mild pronation, moderate pronation, and severe pronation. You can see, if you look at the picture clearly, you can see that there's a progression. Look at the parts, this part is not touching the floor yet. Now, by this point, moderate pronation, what's happening? More parts are touching the floor. And by this, almost all the parts of the foot are touching the floor. So in this person now, basically, like the foot arches they're basically almost completely collapsed. In this person, it's moderate. In this person, it's still mild. The person is still fine. The person can just do some corrective things, preventive measures rather. So this our scan I was talking about, the one of a kind scan that you honestly cannot get anywhere within the country. Once you do this scan, provide a 3D model of your feet. It tells us the degree of collapse of your feet based on what I've talked about earlier. Is it mild? Is it moderate? Is it severe? And then based on the result of this scan, it now tells us, okay, this is what we should do. It gives suggestions, and then
Seems like the network. Okay, he's still on.
really sorry again. My network is supposed to be everywhere I go, but I'm not sure what's happening today.
Okay, that's
in
all right.
my house. So yeah. Okay, so I think I was almost done with this screen. So I was just saying that depending on the color of the arches, then we'll now recommend the solution that I was mentioning here to you. But the first step, of course, in any action or to take is to actually do the test and know this is level, this is how your feet are, this is the degree of collapse, and this is what you can now do. So if we do the test and we see that you're having a severe collapse or moderate collapse, we now recommend this solution that I have here. This picture I hope it doesn't bounce me out once again. apologies. So I'm almost done anyway, so I would wrap it up as quickly as possible so the network doesn't interrupt us again. So I was saying, when you do your test, based on the result, is it moderate? The degree of collapse of your feet, is it moderate? You're with me, right?
Yes, we're with you, Doctor.
Yes.
Thank you. So when you do your test, whether it's mild, moderate, or severe, based like this screen you're seeing here, we can now recommend this, what we call insoles. Now, the truth is you can go out to the market and get all those regular insoles and put in your shoes, and you may feel some level of comfort. So these things are like shoe pads, just for something so you can easily relate with. They're like shoe pads. But the difference between what you get in the market out there and what we have on offer is the fact that it's customized, meaning the insoles are made based on the scan of your feet that was done. Remember, I said we'll do a 3D scan of your feet. So the insoles that we'll give you are insoles that are just for you. Like if I do my own scan and I get my own insoles, those insoles can only work for me, Oyo. It cannot work for Dr. Aino because my feet and Dr. Aino's feet are different. And maybe Dr. Aino has mild pronation, and me, I have severe pronation. So imagine Dr. Aino is using my own. It's not going to do anything for her. It may even cause her problems. And imagine I'm using her own. It's not going to do anything for me to just worsen what I have. So that's the difference. It's customized. It's made for you, whoever you are. Once you step on that machine, it gives you a unique picture of your feet. And then based on that, we make the insoles that will address whatever issues have been noticed in your feet. And so it's just for you. So now that I've told you what the solution is, and the truth is this test is harmless. I mean, there's no needle involved. There's no, all you need to do is just stand. Okay, stand still. I mean, we can manage to stand still for a few minutes, less than 5 minutes, and you're done with the test, and then a model of your feet is done. Another part that the test also does is to analyze your gait. Now, you look at this skeletal picture I was showing you here. The green is what the ideal skeletal or the ideal posture should look like. And the red is what happens when your feet are collapsed and how it can now affect the rest of your body. So apart from the 3D scan of your feet, we also have a pictorial evidence of an analysis of your joints, basically your joint and your posture. So if you're always putting weight on one leg, it will tell us. If you're always slouching to one side, it will tell us. And then it will tell us. So once we now identify that these are the problems, we can find a solution to it. Because the truth is, you walk around every day in your own body. It's very difficult for you to recognize what is wrong, or with your posture, with the way you stand. You may just know that, oh, I'm always having pain in this knee. But you may not know that it's because you're putting too much weight on that knee because you've been walking like that for years. Now, once you have these insoles in your feet to correct that posture, to correct that pain that has been making you avoid that knee, and then you also know that, okay, we've told you, doctor has told you, are putting too much weight on this knee. So you also have like it at the back of your mind that you're actively trying to correct that poor posture through whatever solutions we recommend to you. Now, I've told you a little bit about how your feet can affect your health. I've highlighted the problems. I've told you what your feet actually do in your body. And I've also said, I've told you what the solution is. And I think the most beautiful part of this entire thing is that the solution is custom made for you. I don't know about you, but I honestly really like customized things because it means that only me, it's for me. It makes me feel special because it addresses my unique needs. And I can imagine that whoever you are, like listening to me, I'm sure even Dr. Aino too would like something that is custom made because custom made solutions often give you better results than Buguero, like everybody. Uh, just one size fits all. And you've heard this thing, jack of all trades. You're a master of none. Because so that's what buying a regular insole in the market is a jack of all trades. Whether you're fat, whether you're thin, whether you're old, whether you're young, it shall enter your leg, but it may not solve your problem optimally. And the truth is, with this solution that I've talked about, with this solution, we can actually reduce your back pain, your neck pain, your knee pain by up to at least 34.5% and more. And we have the data to back it up. And these are some of the other reasons to get those insoles or stabilizing orthotics to help you with symmetrical foundation, improve your performance, improve your productivity. If you're somebody that is involved in a lot of physical activity, walking up and down, improves your productivity, improves your performance, improves your output. It allows you to go for that Owambe and spend many hours dancing, standing without fear that, oh, my knee will tell, I'll feel the pain in the subsequent week. So I've been able to give a brief summary of what I'm here for today to talk to you about. To tell you that the test, like I've highlighted, is something that you can walk down to our facility and you can come and do this test.
John, 167. It's okay.
Yes. Okay, thank you. There was some noise there. So you can come over to our facility at Alausa. We're at the Central Business District, that's CIPM Avenue, Alausa. You can come over to our facility, have this test done. If you can do it, I mean, for Green Monday, we can definitely do a complimentary test for you as a Green Monday member. A free test. I mean, it's a part of the benefits of being associated with a wonderful organization like Green Monday. And then because our values are pretty much aligned, because we're both about wellness, about ensuring that everybody is able to live the best life possible. We also have a wellness offering that also fits into what Green Monday also does. So we do an annual health check to make it more familiar with for the average person. And just like I've mentioned, that a foundation can be faulty, but it may not show for many years. We just see a crack here and there. You may also have one or two underlying things going on with your body that you may not know. I love when we hear testimonies of people that have not gone to the hospital for 20 years. I think it's wonderful to not fall sick for 20 years. But I also think it's important that in those 20 years, at least once a year, just go to the hospital and check what's going on. Because most times, people just wake up and it seems like an illness has crept up on them out of nowhere. But more often than not, it's not true. That illness has been giving you some one or two warning signs over the years, but you probably ignored it. You've maybe self-medicated or whatever. So the importance of an annual health check is that it's really is the best policy, because I mean prevention is the best. You don't want to get to the point where you are having interventions or curative measures. With prevention, you can detect any issue and nip it at the bud, and then you continue to live your full, healthy, and productive life. So just like we have all the different wellness packages in Green Monday, we also have our own general health wellness package that actually it fits into the products that Green Monday also has on sale. So I think I'll leave that for whoever is taking up after me. I think Dr. Aino to maybe elaborate more on that. But I think for now, if you have any questions, can just throw your questions to me. I'm done. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope I was clear and as succinct as possible. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Oyo. Before I say more, I would allow people to ask questions. If you have any questions, please, you can unmute and ask your questions. We'll give a couple of minutes for that, or maybe you want to type it in the chat, type them in the chat box. Dr. Oyo is here to answer your questions. Well, while we're waiting, we're also waiting for our guests. Before we started, I asked if there were any guests in the house. If there are any guests, please, we would still like to meet you. Type that you're a guest and who invited you. And if you also have any questions, please ask those questions. So thank you so much, Dr. Oyo, for that presentation. It's very enlightening, a lot of value. And I must say that I have been to Dr. Connect for my wellness check. And, you know, when I think of Green Mondays, I think of value, because we have different packages whereby Just a minute. There's a question in the chat box. Is this foot scan part of the package of the comprehensive wellness check? Dr. Oyo, I think that's a question for you.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Dr. Aino, for your compliments. And yes, the food scan is definitely part of the comprehensive wellness check that we have on offer with Green Monday as well. So yes, if you want to do that, the food scan is definitely part of it.
Thank you very much. Yes, I had a comprehensive wellness check and I had the foot scan. I won't tell you the results, but I had the foot scan and it was very, very revealing. So the Green Mondays, you know, is a company that like I said earlier, but for those who came in, you know, in the middle, is a company that has the mission to inspire, connect, and empower everyone to achieve their dreams. And we have a range of products and a range of partnerships, a range of natural health products that have strong antioxidant properties that help us to address the issue of oxidative stress. Now, we also have several partnerships, and one of them is with Dr. Connect. And with Dr. Connect, as a Green Mondays member, there is a value added, there are different value added packages that you can access, you know, to have health checks and to have different aspects of the health checks. Now I see a question coming in. I had an avulsion on my right foot some years back. It was repaired using pins and plates. I walk, but the pain is much now. I don't know whether maybe Dr. Oyo has something to say about that.
Hi, Pegemi. Sorry about the pain you're feeling. Like I said earlier, I can imagine how distressing it can be to be in so much pain. So yes, the scan coming in for the comprehensive wellness check anyway. So you can also do the foot scan amongst the other tests that we have on offer. It will definitely help. It will go some distance in helping with the pain you feel, especially once you've done the comprehensive check, and then we can now offer you solutions based on the scan and other results that will be done for you, other tests that will be done for you, the results of other tests. So yes, I believe that it will go some distance in helping with the pain that you feel.
Yeah, thank you very much. Do we have any more questions? So while we're waiting for that, I will continue that we have a partnership with Dr. Connect. And so if you're a Green Mondays member, part of your growing, the packages you buy to grow in your business, some are bundled with value-added access to Dr. Connect. If you remember, please check in your back office or speak to your sponsor. But if you're a guest, please reach out to the person who invited you. Somebody says here, I had a comprehensive wellness check some months ago, and the foot scan was inclusive. But do we still have this collaboration with Dr. Connect for distributors like we did earlier? Yes, we do. Yes, we did. We do have that collaboration. That was what I was just saying. You know, there are different packages that you buy, and it's so much value because you get your product and you also get access to Dr. Connect. And there are some currently in our back office, and there are some new ones that have just come out, which we will find there when we go to our back office. Thank you. So yeah, like I said, if you're a guest, this is an amazing, it's an amazing value because Green Mondays, what we promote is wellness and wealth. And so we have our range of products, we have our range of partnerships that give you value-added access to different things, but then there is a wealth component of it. And today we will not go into that, but imagine a situation whereby everybody you're connected to on your phone, on your social media, when they buy something for their health, you get value from it. You get an alert from it. And that's what Green Mondays is about in a nutshell. So thank you very much once again, Dr. Oyo. It's been great. It's been great listening to you. It's been great getting all this information. Wow. You know, one would never really think about it, that waist pain, that knee pain actually has to do with your feet. And I know because I asked when I came for the wellness check, that a great percentage of us have some issues with our feet. We have some issues with posturing. So I would like to encourage everyone in here, whether you're a member of Green Mondays or you're a guest, to find out how exactly you can get this comprehensive wellness check and have yourself checked out, so that the solutions can be given to you before it becomes something that you're having waist pain, knee pain, and your life is you're having less, it's affecting your health and well-being. Do we have any more questions? Wow, okay. Okay, this was a question. So now, Wellness Wednesday, like I said, for those who just came in, is a day where at Green Mondays, we give value to ourselves and our guests on our health. We give us information and learning that can help us to make choices that will help to maintain, to promote, to maintain good health, and even to achieve it when we don't. And like I said, we have an amazing range of products that have antioxidant properties. We have the Reader range of products. We have there are health and personal hygiene and beauty products that we have that address different issues, different health issues. We have the general antioxidant, the bitters. We have the Fire for men. We have the Restore for women. We have the Cleanser. We have the Fat Burner, and we have a pain and arthritis pack, so that even when you have done these foot assessment, you have your insole, you have the solution to that. We have a pack that can help you while you're being managed, to help the pain to be relieved as well. So thank you very much again, Dr. Oyo. And I want to thank, even though none of our guests identified themselves, but I know there are guests in the house. We welcome you, and we thank you for being here. Okay, somebody is asking a question here. I have a back pain just by the side of the spinal, is it the bone? And I have been having hotness on my legs. What can be the solution? Thank you. Well, maybe Dr. Oyo would like to respond. I can also chip in there. Dr. Oyo.
Okay, Mr. Ben, I will assume. Sorry about the pain. So from what you're saying, you have back pain just by the side of your spinal bone, or is it spinal? I think it's spinal bone you're trying to say, and hotness on your legs. So the pain, it depends. If is the pain connected, does it move from the back to your legs, or is it just at the back and then you have on your legs below? So I think that you definitely need a checkup, because the hotness on your legs may also be neuropathic pain, meaning it may be a nerve issue, maybe paresthesia, some form of paresthesia. And these things I mentioned can be linked to some chronic illnesses. So maybe you'd come in, you'd also benefit definitely from a check to see for screening if you have any of these chronic illnesses. And then for the back pain at the side of your spinal bone that you mentioned, I also think that you definitely need more evaluation, a proper consultation for me to be able to give you like clear-cut answers, because I can't give clear-cut answers based on this, but I can recommend definitely that you should have the comprehensive wellness done, so we can also check what's causing that hotness, if it's due to some chronic illness, like maybe diabetes, hypertension, that may be leading to paresthesia of some sorts. So I can see that.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Oyo. Just a minute.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so in further response, even to Ben, you know, even while going through the investigations, the Green Mondays has a, like I mentioned earlier, okay, just a minute. The Green Mondays has a pain and a range of solution packs that can help with the pain that you're feeling, even while undergoing investigations to find out the exact cause of it. It's called the Pain and Arthritis Pack, and it has a combo of our products that would help you manage the pain, including oral and topical analgesics that help you manage the pain for a period, you know, for a period of 3 months at least, when you can get relief and while you undergo the investigation. So thank you. Do you have any more questions? Okay. It's like there are no more questions right now. Let's see if I can get a picture of the pain and arthritis pack. Just a minute. And share it. Okay. Yes. Okay, can we see my screen? So this is the male pain and arthritis pack from the Green Mondays with the Reader range, and it has a combo of products that help us to naturally manage the pain. We have topical analgesics apart from the natural products, and it's a lifestyle support pack. We have the male as well as the female. This is the male pain and arthritis pack. Let me bring out the female. Just a minute. Yes, and this is the female pain and arthritis pack as well. So yes, so there's so much. We are here again next Wednesday for another Wellness Wednesday. But I would like to encourage you, if you're a guest here, please reach out to the person who invited you here so that you can know how to immediately connect with Dr. Connect through the Green Mondays. And you'll see that there's a lot of value, you know, lots of value, both health-wise and even wealth-wise. So this is the time we're going to draw the curtain on tonight's meeting. I thank you all for being here. If there are no more questions, I thank everybody for being here. I thank Dr. Oyo for taking time out to be with us today. We look forward to having you again in the not too distant future. Thank you so much. That was a great presentation. Thank you all, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. So we will close out now, and I think I'll end it with some music as we leave, as we say good night to everybody.